rolling. Name and what you do.
Yes, sir. I'm Brandon Peterson. I am the Operation Christmas Drop Private Organization President for 2019.
And what does that job entail?
That job entails gathering all of the teams that will comprise of the different subcommittees for Operation Christmas Drop, from our vice presidents to our treasurer to our box donations.
What's that? Here's all.
Oh, I can't tell you. Now I'm really blind.
Okay, so what does that mean?
I am in charge of assembling a team of about 18 to 20 individuals that would be comprised of the vice presidents, the treasurer, the secretary, and then a whole list of subcommittees that help us solicit donations throughout the year pertaining to fundraising or marketing or box donations, and everything that we gather and we're going to need to have a successful year in 2019.
So if the drop is in November, December, when does all the rest of this prep start?
Everything starts in January, at least you hope so. Some years they've started in February or March. I was fortunate enough this year to get turnover early in the year, and so we were able to get the ball rolling, and we've been killing it since January.
And what kind of donations do you get? What are you looking for? What are you not looking for?
There's a whole myriad of things that we look for, primarily slightly used clothes to new clothes, sheets, cloths, some light comforters. We look for school donations, pens, paper, pencils, coloring pencils, markers, canned foods, fishing net, fishing line, fishing hooks, coolers, Hawaiian slings, mess kits, first aid kits, you name it, anything that you would need to survive on an island where you don't have power, you don't have electricity, you don't have running water. These are all things that these individuals stuck out on the islands that choose to live out here can benefit from.
And so what things don't you want?
We don't want anything that's made of plush material or questionable the last time that it was washed. You know, things like large comforters, winter clothes, thick jackets. We've seen ski boots and high-heeled shoes and things like that. And those are the types of things that we detract from. Anything that's battery operated or primarily disposable, because there's no trash service, there's no rubbish, there's no waste services out there. So we have to be also mindful of the environment. Can they use the product, and can they use the donation for many more years to come?
And how far out are some of these islands? How remote are they?
Thousands of miles away. It's rather impressive when you look at the Micronesian islands that are out in the Pacific they're south of us that we primarily drop to. It's in an area larger than the continental U.S.
How long does it take to put together the actual drop once you have the donations?
Once we have the donations, it's a series of events that occur through, primarily through January through July. That's our getting stage. And then we have, starting in July, we start to solicit from the community. And so it's a staged process. And as we go through, we're soliciting for funds, we solicit for items, we solicit for donations, for sponsors throughout. And then once we get into the actual key part of the box build in and of itself, believe it or not, only takes about 2 hours, where we have an entire community of anywhere between 200 and 400 people come out, and they help us build all of the boxes. And then the real legwork starts to happen, and that's where we bring in the certified individuals, where they rig the boxes and ready them to be dropped out of airplanes. And that takes anywhere between 6 and 12 hours, depending on the number of boxes that we drop.
Right. And what's the significance of the Denton Agreement? What does that mean?
The Denton Agreement allows for a private organization to be recognized under a specific major command so they can operate in dual hat with the training missions that we utilize for the C-130s. So we gather everything throughout the year, but without the actual airplanes to be able to drop our donations, we're only one half. So we need a recognized unit that will come out, which is the 374th primarily, but they come out and they utilize the opportunity for low-level, low-altitude training drops, training missions, because without us, all they are flying airplanes, and without them, we have donations and nobody to drop to.
So this is an important training mission for the Air Force.
Yes, they utilize it as a training mission, and it is a very unique and great opportunity for them.
I'm asking this again, and this time make it a complete sentence.
Copy that.
So what's the value of this?
The value of this is that the Air Force allows this to be an opportunity to drop these donations that we gather throughout the year.
So it's a training mission.
It is a training mission. I'm trying not to step on the lines.
No, that's fine.
Okay. I don't want to speak too much on that because then that would be me stepping out of my lane. So.
Right, and your whole function in this, as it is in your civilian time, as all the other volunteers listen to the process.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have normally a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job, and I do this all in my off time throughout the year, and so does everybody else that works for me.
And there's a bit of family history with you in this, isn't there?
Yes, there is. My grandfather was actually stationed at Anderson Air Force Base back in '87 and '88, and before I even arrived, when he found out that I was coming to Anderson, he goes, "Brandon, you've got to hook up with this thing called Christmas Drop. I don't know if it's still there." He goes, "But when you get there, you got to check it out." He goes, "We were all part of this. Your grandmother was given funds to go from country to country, from Japan to the Philippines to all sorts of different locations over in the Pacific, and buy these donations that we now help solicit and get through donations." And he was actually a part of that. So when I arrived, I found out that I was being assigned to the unit that has that primary function. They pull from within that unit as the private organizational president, and it was almost destiny that I needed to come here, that I needed to do this, and I needed to be the president.
So how rewarding is this? At the end, you work for months and months and months, and you're at the end of it. How do you feel?
I feel fantastic to be given the opportunity to do this and to represent the Christmas Drop, which has been going on for 68 years, and within our unit the last 20 years, is an unbelievable opportunity to be able to pick up where they left off and leave a legacy to the generations that come after me.
And how do you feel that the movie, from what you've seen of the people making the movie, how accurate are we?
I think you guys have hit it nail on the head. I've had the opportunity to look through the scenes. I've been a part of some of the scenes. I've read through the script, and it does a phenomenal job of capturing the intent and the heartfelt warmth that is Operation Christmas Drop.
So what's next? After next year, you're no longer the president, or another president board come along?
We will have a series of nominations of interested parties that will come up, and they will be selected. And then I will serve as a technical advisor, as Aubrey Lugo has done for me throughout this year, and he will continue to do until we actually drop boxes.
What's Brother Bruce's role in all of this?
He is the linchpin.
Let's start again.
Okay.
Use his name so
Okay.
that you don't need the question.
Got it.
So what's Brother Bruce's involvement?
Brother Bruce is an absolute linchpin. He's the keystone to this whole thing. He's been on this for, I want to say, around 30 years, and he connects us to the islands via ham radio. He goes out to the islands, he talks with the islanders, he asks them what they need, and then he uses us as a sounding board for that, and we try to accommodate those requests as much as we can. We got it?
Thank you.
You are welcome, sir.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. So just do